always seeing the best in people, and that's something that can get her hurt as well. But she's also somebody who sees the biggest possibility, the biggest opportunity, something that's vibrant and new and alive and fresh, and so seeing that in her fashion, seeing the new and the high, and seeing the utility and the more masculine and then the more feminine. And I think that there's a practicality to her, but then there's also a celebration of life and flourishes and romance and love, where she wants to believe in all things beautiful. That makes a lot of sense to me, and her feelings are clashing, yet they make sense when you look at her. You're like, oh, I understand that. And I also think that clothing is to me, I'm a hoarder, so it's deeply sentimental.
Most actors dream of starring in a period piece, but Blake Lively once joked that she'd already done every period piece imaginable. Yet, even for a star as glamorous and self-assured as her, nothing could prepare her for the real-life drama now unfolding around her. Could a single swirling rumor really threaten an entire celebrity-backed beauty empire? If you've ever strolled through a Target aisle and been captivated by the polished glow of celebrity-endorsed brands, this story might make you think twice. Blake Lively's much-publicized hair care line, once a staple at Target, seems to have quietly vanished from store shelves, leaving fans confused and speculating wildly about what went wrong. What started as a few curious observations soon turned into a full-blown social media frenzy. Shoppers noticed empty spaces where her signature pastel-colored bottles once stood, and online searches for her products frequently returned unavailable messages. At first, most assumed it was just a temporary restock issue. After all, celebrity beauty products often sell out fast. But as the silence continued, more dramatic theories began to surface. Across TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube, fans began asking the same question. Had Target pulled Blake's line entirely? Some users speculated that the brand had been quietly discontinued after behind-the-scenes disputes or due to controversial marketing claims. No official statement was ever released by Target or Blake's team, allowing the rumor mill to spin completely unchecked. Soon, photos began circulating online. Shelves that once showcased her products had been replaced with rival brands. It was a stark contrast to the brand's early days, when the line enjoyed prime placement, glossy promotional displays, and influencer partnerships that screamed next big thing. So, what could possibly make Target risk cutting ties with one of Hollywood's most beloved stars? Before this rumored fallout, Blake's hair care venture seemed unstoppable. With her golden locks and effortless sophistication, she wasn't just the face of the brand, she was the brand. Magazines had long worshipped her hair routine, dissecting every brush, treatment, and technique she used. When she finally launched a line of shampoos, conditioners, and treatments, the move felt natural. A Hollywood icon sharing her secret formula for perfect hair. Marketing experts called the launch a masterclass in celebrity branding. Blake positioned her products as clean, cruelty-free, and environmentally conscious, claiming it was a passion project born out of personal conviction rather than profit. Her relatable charm and genuine enthusiasm made people believe it. For a while, it worked. The products sold quickly, beauty influencers gushed over the results, and social media posts showcasing Blake Lively hair flooded timelines. But the higher a beauty brand rises, the harsher the spotlight becomes. Soon, beauty bloggers and skincare analysts began dissecting the ingredient lists. Some noticed that the formulations didn't quite match the bold claims on the packaging. Phrases like 100% damage reversal, instant thickness, and overnight transformation began to raise eyebrows. In the beauty industry, overpromising is a dangerous game. Consumers love a little fantasy, but when the promises start sounding like miracles, skepticism takes over. What once looked like confidence began to resemble exaggeration. And on social media, screenshots of those bold claims spread like wildfire. Supporters defended Blake, arguing that marketing language always pushes the limits. But others weren't so forgiving. Online discussions shifted from admiration to doubt, and gradually, the narrative began to fracture. Was this a genuine case of miscommunication, or had the brand crossed a line? Even loyal fans started to question whether the products could truly deliver what they claimed. The entire situation, fueled by speculation, influencer reviews, and viral TikToks, turned Blake's once-celebrated line into a case study of how quickly public trust can erode. The irony is, Blake Lively's brand had all the right ingredients for success: ethical sourcing, A-list charm, and high-end presentation. Yet in today's social media-driven beauty world, authenticity isn't just a buzzword, it's everything. Once that's questioned, even the most glamorous celebrity venture can start to crumble. What began as a few missing bottles in Target aisles has now become a cautionary tale for the entire industry, proof that no amount of fame can shield a brand from consumer skepticism and the viral power of digital rumor. And as this quiet controversy continues to swirl, Blake Lively, once celebrated for her effortless perfection, finds herself at the center of a story that's anything but polished. A small but determined group of online watchdogs began digging deeper into Blake Lively's once celebrated hair care empire, examining everything from ingredient transparency to the legitimacy of its claimed philanthropic efforts. What they found painted a complicated picture. The brand might have overstated its performance, promising results that were far beyond what any typical formula could realistically deliver. In the beauty industry, bold marketing is normal, but critics questioned whether this line crossed into deception. Soon, casual curiosity evolved into serious accusations of false advertising. Normally, such speculation wouldn't be enough to push a retail giant like Target to take drastic action, but insiders whispered that consumer complaints had surged. Customer service lines were reportedly flooded with refund requests, inquiries about misleading claims, and threats to contact consumer protection agencies. For a company like Target, this wasn't just about products, it was about risk management. Retailers work hard to balance the magnetism of celebrity influence with the necessity of corporate responsibility. A single misstep can spark a costly public controversy that tarnishes the brand image of everyone involved. According to industry chatter, an internal review may have examined everything from labeling accuracy and promotional disclaimers to the authenticity of online testimonials. If even a fraction of those marketing elements violated store policy or consumer protection standards, that alone could justify a temporary removal from shelves. The entire situation reveals how fragile the intersection of fame, commerce, and credibility can be. What began as a shining example of a celebrity-driven launch, backed by a recognizable face and aggressive marketing, morphed into a cautionary case study in overpromising and eroding trust. It's a sharp reminder that charisma can spark a movement, but credibility keeps it alive. Large corporations often act preemptively to avoid potential backlash, quietly pulling products before minor disputes explode into lawsuits or full-blown PR crises. That may be what happened here. Target has remained silent, offering no official comment, which only intensified the mystery. Social media divided instantly. One side accused the brand of deceptive advertising, while the other speculated it was simply rebranding or restocking for a relaunch. Silence, in this context, often means something bigger is happening behind closed doors, where lawyers, marketers, and PR teams negotiate in real time to protect reputations. As talk of a possible Target ban spread, digital platforms lit up. Loyal fans rushed to defend Blake, calling the controversy exaggerated and sharing personal stories of how her products revitalized their hair. Meanwhile, skeptics posted ingredient breakdowns showing that some of her rare botanicals matched the compositions of cheaper alternatives. Influencers added gasoline to the fire, posting dramatic unboxings and side-by-side comparisons. One influencer even held up a half-used bottle, saying, "I paid top dollar for a miracle in a bottle, and all I got was greasy hair." Soon, conspiracy theories took over the internet. Some users claimed Blake was using Hollywood connections to suppress bad reviews. Others insisted rival celebrity brands had orchestrated a smear campaign. None of it was backed by concrete evidence, but the absence of official clarification allowed these rumors to thrive unchecked. It became another example of how quickly online narratives can twist into chaos when transparency is missing. The saga exposed how vulnerable celebrity brands are to public opinion. A single spark, whether it's a customer complaint, a critical review, or a viral TikTok, can set off a firestorm that spreads faster than any press release can contain. For Blake Lively, whose brand had built its reputation on authenticity, sustainability, and glamour, the stakes couldn't be higher. Her image has always been her strongest asset, approachable yet aspirational, polished yet down to earth. But now that image faces its toughest test. Can the products and the personality behind them survive the mounting skepticism? Or will silence allow speculation to rewrite the story? In the world of celebrity entrepreneurship, perception is often more powerful than truth, and when communication falters, public imagination fills the gap. The story of Blake Lively's beauty line has become more than a tale of hair care. It's a lesson in the delicate balance between influence and accountability, where one quiet decision in a corporate office can ripple across millions of screens, reshaping a brand's destiny overnight. Blake Lively has long been known for her elegance, acting talent, and entrepreneurial drive, but her latest brand controversy has shown just how complicated the world of celebrity business can become. It all began when rumors surfaced that her hair care line had been quietly pulled from Target shelves, sparking intense online speculation. Blake later addressed the situation through a calm, carefully written social media post, explaining that there were distribution changes underway and that her products might be temporarily unavailable. She expressed gratitude to fans who supported her brand and reiterated her mission of creating high-quality, cruelty-free hair products accessible to everyone. However, her statement left some questions unanswered. Blake neither confirmed nor denied reports of a Target ban, which left fans and critics divided. Some praised her transparency and grace under pressure, while others felt she sidestepped the tougher questions, including allegations of exaggerated marketing claims and possibly overpolished testimonials. Blake admitted that her team had gotten a little too excited in describing the brand's potential, but insisted their intentions were always honest and rooted in quality. She promised clearer labeling, improved product descriptions, and more accurate customer information going forward. Still, for many observers, the damage had already been done. Online communities dissected every word of her response, sharing screenshots, product reviews, and conspiracy theories about what really happened behind the scenes. Some users accused the company of overhyping results, while others defended Blake, arguing that any successful brand faces growing pains. Beauty influencers added to the buzz, some expressing disappointment and others calling the entire controversy a social media overreaction. Meanwhile, Target remained completely silent, fueling even more speculation about whether the issue was legal, contractual, or simply logistical. The silence became its own kind of statement. Fans wondered whether Blake's line would ever return to major retail shelves, or if she would pivot to smaller boutiques and online exclusive sales. What made the story even more fascinating was how it reflected a larger truth about celebrity brands in general. Fame brings attention, but it also brings scrutiny. Social media can build a brand overnight and just as quickly turn against it. For Blake, who has spent years cultivating an image of authenticity and creativity, this situation was more than a PR challenge. It was a test of trust. Her brand's foundation rested on transparency, sustainability, and a personal connection with her audience, and now those same values were being questioned. Some industry experts suggested that a full rebrand could help rebuild trust, with new packaging, clearer claims, and influencer partnerships rooted in genuine reviews rather than glamorous hype. Others predicted that the brand could quietly relaunch under a slightly altered name, giving it a fresh start without the baggage of current controversy. Throughout it all, Blake maintained her composure. She continued to engage with fans, share glimpses of her creative process, and avoid any negative tone toward retailers or critics. Many noted that her approach felt deliberate and measured. She wasn't lashing out or denying issues, but rather repositioning the narrative. Her loyal supporters saw it as an example of how to handle backlash gracefully in the digital age. Still, for every supportive fan, there were skeptics analyzing sales data, availability trackers, and social media sentiment graphs to prove that the brand was in decline. The entire ordeal highlighted how delicate the relationship between celebrity, business, and public trust really is. In today's hyper-connected culture, one vague statement or misunderstood claim can spiral into a full-blown scandal. The same energy that once made a brand viral can turn into backlash if transparency falters. For now, Blake's company still appears active through smaller distributors, and some fans report that select products are still available online, though availability varies. Whether the brand will re-emerge at Target or anywhere on that scale remains unknown. But one thing is certain, the story has become a powerful case study in modern brand management. Even a beloved celebrity can face massive challenges if consumer trust begins to waver. Blake Lively's journey from movie star to business mogul has always been impressive, but this chapter shows that fame doesn't guarantee immunity from real-world business problems. In fact, it magnifies them. Still, many believe that Blake's resilience, creativity, and loyal fan base will eventually help her overcome this hurdle. Her reputation as a hardworking, intelligent, and thoughtful creator may yet turn this controversy into an opportunity, a chance to reset expectations, rebuild credibility, and show what true accountability looks like in an era dominated by online opinion. Whether this ends as a redemption arc or a quiet rebrand, Blake's experience is a reminder that celebrity beauty ventures succeed not only through style and marketing, but through honesty, adaptability, and an ongoing commitment to learning from mistakes.